want to is this question. It is said that when you want something or somebody so badly, there's bound to be a rejection. Can we surmise that the real guides could withdraw from us because we want to see them, we want them so much to help us to do this or that? In certain situations, our anxiety, our desire to see them is so big that maybe there's some rejection of our. It's like we are nagging, something like that. So, can this be the case with the real guides that because of our insistence, that borders on nagging, there's some sort of withdrawal from us? Or what? Because and then Joseph adds that when you read your books, you see in your own development, the guides are always they're always with you, even when you did not think of having them around. They're always there, but for us, for some of us, not you are not even conscious of the presence of the guides, and you want to see them. You want them. You want to feel their presence in your life and work with them consciously in the real awareness, but they are nowhere to be found. Is it some rejection because of your insistence, because of your desire to see them or to have their help or something like that? So what do you say, Duane?
All right, there's the two-part question, and the first part is basically wanting to see and have experience with the guides. That's basically it, and even to the point of nagging, etc. Well, actually, nagging refers to like when two people are married. It doesn't refer to that. So they nag each other. Okay, I want this from you. I want you to do this, whatever. So it's constant nagging and drama. This is what marriage is all about. That's really the idea the church has set up. They kind of give you the idea that, oh, you're going to live happily ever after and you're going to love each other and whatever. Well, it doesn't usually come out like that. Okay, so that's the first part. That's the nagging part. Look at the sun shining. All right, that's the real guidance, I would say. And each one of the guides, whoever it is, they decide individually what and how they're going to approach others and how they're going to provide that guidance. But the sun demonstrates real guidance because it's always shining. See, that's what I see as pure sincerity. One of the things I focus on, I utilize that idea, is pure sincerity, because the sun's always shining. If all of a sudden it's not shining, and it's like, oh, gee, the sun doesn't like us anymore, it's not shining. But it does shine all the time, and this is how life is. But you must take the time to recognize it. And yes, even though in our personal self, we may think, oh, we've been rejected, whatever. And I've been through all this myself too, because dealing with the personal self, it's really kind of funny. And it's kind of like a parent watching their little child go through the different moods or modes that it can't get what it wants, so it jumps up and down, it screams and whatever. And then the parent shakes their finger at the child and says, this and this and that. And the child feels rejected all of a sudden and goes to its room and starts crying. And it's like, oh, mommy and daddy don't like me anymore. But is that true? No, it's not true at all. We're all in the same life. We are already, right now, Okay, free beings of real light. I use that more so than just being of light because, again, that's more of a psychic term. So I'm pointing people to the real light, real guidance, etc., because this deals with the real universes. People are know because most people relate to the heavens of man. They go through the misery on earth and then they want to go to a happy place. That's the happy hunting grounds the Indians used to call. Well, it's other parts of creation. You're just going somewhere in creation, like when you go on vacation. And then eventually you come back here because you have attachments and you want to come back here, just like you go out there to work every day and you come back to your house. It's no different. It's very, very simple. And so what else is there? So there is no rejection in any way. No, again, the sun is still shining. This is where the sun is a great example for us. Lucky us, we're not on a dark planet that's black with no sun. We've got this sun here. But guess what? The world controllers, the cabal, the certain few, the elites, whatever, the monarchy, they're shooting lasers at the sun. They want to block out the sun. They want to destroy the sun because they want to keep everybody in darkness. And so you have people working in these institutions with their fine degrees being paid a whole lot of money. You see, look at the agreement that's there and everything else. The world in this situation that it's in, just like the fires all over the world and those DEW weapons, somebody's flying, well, they just keep agreeing, don't they? But they got a good paying job. And so that's fine. They'll do it. They'll destroy. Like mercenaries, they'll be hired by the government and go start a war. And that's what they did in Iran, etc. And that's what they've done all along. They're hired. They make a lot of money. They'll go start this thing. And, many times they'll justify it in their mind, but it's a job. They got to survive. They got to feed their family, whatever. But realistically, no, there is no rejection. Again, always go back to the sun shining for the personal self here. All right. I use that too for the personal self, but realistically, I see the is. And yes, this is why I was chosen to do this, because I could see it where others couldn't. But it doesn't mean I see all of it, because it's always new every moment, and I see it better and better and better and better. And when I write, I don't need to research or anything. I relate to this reality. That's what I pivot off of, and everything accordingly to whatever is taking place right now in creation and what people are deciding. So words of wisdom and sound good speeches, wow, that's all cute, but really what does it lead to? What is the intent? And usually the people have an agenda to control others. You want it? Are you okay with that? That's your choice. But there is no rejection. The real guides stand in the isness. And here's the idea. There's different ways to recognize that. And that is, sometimes the person has a personal experience, very personal with it, and they see it, they can relate it to their personal self. But the real side of that is invisible. It is being to being. Can you recognize that part? More so than anything with the five bodies. That's the part that I go to. And yes, I do have the others experiences, but they're secondary. It's like being with your parents. Yeah, you can be with them all the time if you want. You can leave the house and go play and whatever. You can think, oh, gee, my parents have rejected me because I'm away from the house. No, that's not true. They're there. But at the same time, you know you have to live your own life. And this is where eventually you grow up and you become like your parents and you stand real with them and you take on whatever it is in life that makes sense so that everyone can survive. And this is where the recognition comes in. With that recognition, you're going to have real survival. But until you take the time to recognize this reality, you're going to struggle in creation and chase something that sustains you or whatever. If it's happiness, love, whatever, all these things, fine, have them. You just keep chasing them. You see, they come and go. Can you love all the time? Can you be loved all the time? Can you be happy all the time? Go ahead, be happy. A lot of people use their happiness and their giggling to cover up what they don't have and what they haven't recognized. I don't need it. If I want to be happy, I choose to be happy. That's easy. I just wrote a group. Um, Anyone can do that. And the thing is that yes, anyone can be happy, anyone can get a job, anyone can succeed. You could be famous and all these other things. Fine, go do it, have fun. Yeah, we've all done it. But can you recognize the is and stand real? And then you won't have these afflictions, etc. But that's going to take a long time to do that. So it's like a person that's here that has struggled their whole life to just be able to maintain themselves and to, you might say, make their own way in the world, etc. But it took them a long time. From that little time we were little to now, look at where you are. So again, it's a very good objective reflection to look at your life, how you've come to this point, and look at what you're deciding every single moment, because this can only be recognized and seen in the nowness life is. Not the now that Eckhart Tolle is talking about. No, that's the present in time and space. I'm talking about the isness, nowness that life is, because that's all alive. There is no life in creation. It's all simulator. So you also have to see the difference between a simulation that you think is alive and you think is something compared to what is alive and what is real. But overall, no, there is no rejection, because life is an isness. It all is, but we become confused in our personal self here. So what you choose, what each person chooses individually, in other words, we have people controlling others in the world. If you want to go out there and control the situations in the world, go ahead. Then you got to deal with it. Or do you want to become more aware and have a real position that relates to others being to being? Again, each person decides that. And this is what the real guides do. They relate to each other being to being, and they see the struggle of others. So what they're relating to is the real you, your real awareness, and you decide how that is going to come about, that understanding is going to come about into your personal self. And we need the personal self to relate to go back and forth, to have that comparison. Like never before, I figured it out for everybody, but at the same time now, here it is, you got to figure it out for yourself. So anything is possible, but you decide how it's going to be possible. So again, there is no rejection. The sun is always shining. Pay attention.
Okay, Duane, thank you. Oui, tonton.
À l'écoute, Charles. Allô, Charles?
Oui, Duane dit que, au fait, il n'y a pas le guide ne nous rejette pas. Et que, bon, tu as les enfants, quand tu tapes l'enfant et l'enfant pleure là à côté, il dit à sa maman que papa m'aime pas, m'aime plus et tout ça. Est-ce que c'est vrai? L'amour est toujours là. Et même si on ne voit pas les guides, comme on veut, parce que c'est nous qui veut ça, selon notre volonté. Mais il dit que les guides ont leur plan, comment entrer dans nos vies et quand ils vont faire ça. Donc c'est pas question qu'on est pressé, qu'on a des conclusions que les guides nous ont rejetés ou ne nous aiment pas. Parce que, bon, il fait la comparaison avec le soleil, la vie qui représente toute un symbole de la vie. Le soleil est toujours là, ça brille sans condition, sans nous demander quelque chose, sans récompense et tout ça. Les guides sont aussi comme ça avec leurs amours purs et honnête et sincère. Donc, ils sont comme la lumière, comme le soleil qui brille, ça brille sur tout le monde et on ne peut pas dire que parce que il y a les nuages qui bloquent le soleil, que le soleil n'est plus là. Donc, c'est condenser un peu ce qu'il a dit. Donc, les guides ne peuvent pas nous rejeter comme dans le sens humain, dans le sens social. Ils sont toujours là avec nous, même si on ne les voit pas comme on veut. Donc, c'est à peu près ce qu'il a dit. Bon, tonton,
À l'écoute, oui, Charles.
est-ce que tu as, si tu veux poser une question, ça sera la dernière question.
Oui, merci. J'ai une question, elle est pertinente, elle dérange tout le monde, même Duane, peut-être il est aussi dérangé par cette question que je vais poser. Vous voyez, quand vous chantez les sons nous, vous nous demandez la concentration, la concentration, la méditation, que sais-je encore. Mais il y a des petits dérangements des insectes, tels que des moustiques, tels que des mouches, et les sens tels que l'odorat, les sens tels que l'ouïe, les toucher remontent en surface et fonctionnent. Ça veut dire vous pouvez sentir l'odeur de fumée, l'odeur de brûlé pendant que vous chantez, ça dérange un peu. Vous pouvez entendre, lui maintenant, entendre les sons des moteurs, vous pouvez être piqué par une moustique, c'est les toucher, et la concentration s'évapore. Et vous continuez à chanter comme une machine. Est-ce que les effets sont les mêmes? Je ne sais pas si vous avez saisi la pertinence de ma question.
J'ai compris. Je veux poser tout maintenant.